Happy Monday. I hope your Monday has kicked off with a good bang. I was driving home yesterday, and as I was driving home, and it was actually yesterday evening, I got in kind of late, but that's neither here nor there. But I was listening to, I have a bunch of channels I listen to on YouTube, and I was just scrolling through and I'd finished listening to something, and I looked down and it suggests things for me, and one of them had said something about Heyoka empath, and I was like, okay, that sounds like something interesting that, keep me occupied and just cruising along as I was traveling. Well, it was really kind of interesting, and if you don't know what a Heyoka is, I'm going to tell you. And it is a sacred clown or a spiritual teacher in traditions of the Sioux and the Dakota tribes. And the reason this kind of struck me and I'm sharing is because after I listened to the one on the Heyoka empath, I listened to the one on the Heyoka shaman, and they were like clowns, tricksters, and they did everything backwards according to everyone else, because everyone else was always forward movement, and so they would do everything backwards. That's my country coming out. Backwards or contrary to what others would do. And I found this really interesting, especially through the process of life and healing and, all those things in our past that we have to get through and heal and forgive. And this is what I found interesting, and this is why it kind of spoke to me a little bit, is because in order for us to go forward as our most unique, authentic, loving, happy self in life, we have to do things contrary to what others are doing. And specifically, you have to kind of go backwards in your life to drudge up all those past things that you're carrying forward with you and repeating the same cycles. So you have to take yourself back and look at all of those past situations, whatever they may be, whatever trauma, wounding, or mistakes you may have made yourself. And you have to either forgive someone else, and most of the time, even when you have to forgive someone else, you still have to forgive yourself, because a lot of times from the situation or event, you hold on to guilt or shame or some other form, if I can speak, of negative emotion that you have to forgive yourself and give yourself grace and love yourself through. And another thing I found interesting was it was talking about, how most of the time everyone is just taking these forward steps, and they're not making progress. Where when you take a step back, you're actually kind of creating new avenues and new ways of approaching things and new ways of moving So you don't have to just keep moving like this and drudging on. You can actually spring off and go other ways. So here's the thing I want to say is it's part of the process is going backwards. So you can come forwards, but sometimes that forward motion isn't one step in front of the other. You're springing around a new path that leads you to better places. I hope that made sense. It made sense to me, but I just wanted to let you know that you have to go backwards before you can work your way back forward. But that's okay, because there's beauty in the process, because what you uncover throughout the process is something that can't be changed and taken away, because you find your love within yourself that you get to radiate to others, and most importantly, you get to radiate it to yourself. You get to love yourself, and that's beautiful. So I'm going to read a couple of scriptures. And the first one is Psalm 37:23 through 24. The Lord makes firm the steps who delight in him. Though he may stumble, he will not fall. The Lord upholds him with his hands. See, sometimes we may stumble, but he upholds us. Now, Colossians 3:13. Bear with each other and forgive one another. If any of you has a grievance against someone, forgive as the Lord forgave you. Forgiveness is key of not only others, but most importantly, yourself, because that's where the freedom lies. I'm going to leave it right there, but I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your Monday. And if no one else has told you today, I love you.